Sister Cynthia, you've been such an encouragement to me since the time we met. Just watching your passion for the community and bringing a mission and a message of health and wellness along the way. You've also encouraged me in certain areas of my own life beyond that. So much gratitude for that. When I recognized that you were still going, because COVID and all the things had happened, I had to jump in and be a part of it, because when and it actually had an aha moment when we were talking about your superhero name and then your superhero power. I thought, wow, that was so impactful for me, because I walked away from the walk this morning with Redeemed Rebecca. And so for me, there's so much of my journey that I have been so afraid to share, because I didn't feel worthy enough to share it, right? Because we get locked in some of those strongholds, and we get convinced that maybe our story doesn't matter because we're not the A+ Christian we should be every single day. And so my second book, Enjoy Good Health, is one that should have been my first one. I just didn't have the courage enough to write it back when I wrote Mind Over Fort. Not taking anything away from that book either. It's got good information, but it wasn't my spiritual journey to where I'm at today. And I finally, through lots of tools and help and prayer and faith building, have come to that. So I may do something a little bit different than you may expect from a dietitian today. I want to sort of focus on helping you in an area I think so many faith-filled women don't use for their personal success when it comes to their health and wellness. But first, I want to take a minute to sort of prove something to you. So you're going to have to look at the comments online, and then you guys out here, we're going to raise our hand, and collectively we're going to come up with 5 healthy habits that we know to be healthy. We'll start out with walking, right? Because that's what we're here for. Okay, so raise your hand if you have a healthy habit. You know it's a healthy habit. Right. Rest, walking, rest. You had your hand raised. Fruit, good fruit, whole foods in the back. Water. I was like, where's the water cup? I knew she was going to come in on that. And let's give us one more. One more healthy habit. We have balanced diet. Okay, so we have walking. We have enough rest. We have eating whole foods. We have drinking enough water. We have the balanced diet. I'll take in respecting our carbohydrates from her talk earlier. Okay, see, we are already educated above our level of obedience when it comes to health and wellness, right? So today I would like to spend a little time maybe not giving you more to do, because right now you really don't need to learn more. You need to figure out where's the gap in you knowing versus your doing. We need to work on that, right? Because really, yes, there is great research to be done. You can take your diet and your commitment to that to the next level. But right now, for so many of us getting back started, you already have the tools and the education and the healthy habits that we should be doing, but we don't know why we're not doing them consistently enough, right? Okay, so this is obviously a judge-free zone, but I want you to clap once. Even if you're online, you can clap in your own home. Clap once if you've ever prayed about food, weight, or health. All right, it's good to know. Okay, so clap twice, though, if maybe your prayer sounds something like this. Dear Lord, please take my sweet tooth away. Dear Lord, if you could just melt this fat away and make it go away. Dear Lord, I'm so sorry I couldn't resist the donuts. I'm so sorry I went through the drive-thru. I'm so sorry I went back for second helpings. Would you please forgive me? Okay, so a little exaggeration there, but y'all know we be a little exaggerated in our prayers sometimes in the quiet of the night. This is what I want to change for you today. This is what I want to awaken you all to see, and I want you to leave here with a more powerful, purposeful prayer life when it comes around your food specifically. I'm a dietitian, but you can add in your fitness or whatever other parts are important of this health and wellness journey. For me in my life, in my struggles, when I really, really got John 10:10, you can just write down the verse, look for it later. You probably already know it. The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy, but I came that you may have life and have it to the full. Now, most of us think that the devil's here for the big things. He's here for your marriage. He's here for your health in terms of cancer or death. He's trying to take your kid's salvation. He's trying to, mess with the world. All of those things are true. I'm not taking any off that. But the devil is also in the details. So anything that the devil can do to steal your everyday God-given joy, he's winning. So let me tell you, every time you step on the scale and you self-shame, he's winning. Every time that you belittle the body that God gave you, he's winning. Every time that you get naked to get in the shower and you're repulsed by what you see, he's winning. Every time you lay down at night and you feel like you're not worth any of the good stuff in life, he's winning. And every time you walk into church or walk into work or walk down the street or walk with your girl track sisters and you compare yourself through self-loathing to the other women around you, he is winning. Y'all, the devil doesn't care about your size. He doesn't care about your health report. He doesn't care about any of those things. He cares because you care. And because you care and you have put so much worth of your self-worth and value into what the scale says, into what other people think about you, how you feel about the way you look outwardly, that is an open door for him to come in at any given moment, any given time, and steal your joy away from you. Whether it's deceiving you into the temptation that came at the lunchroom table or going out with friends, whether it's just secretly at night whenever you're getting undressed and laying down, or you get up in the morning or you face the scale, it doesn't matter. He is stealing your God-given right to be happy and joyful on this earth in the body in which God gave you. Now, flip that. I genuinely don't believe that Jesus cares about your thighs. I don't think he cares about your weight. I do believe he cares about your health, but in a different perspective. But he cares because you care. He cares because you care so much that you are creating a storm of self-shame and self-loathing simply around your weight and your body image. And he weeps because you won't let him in. All right, so I want you to think about it differently. I love the saying, consider how precious a soul must be if both God and the devil are after it, right? Because we can feel pulled in so many different directions at so many different times, and even with whether we should or shouldn't walk or whether we should or shouldn't eat that and all that. And some of you have been on the health and wellness yo-yo or the dieting sort of robin wheel for decades now, right? And there's no shame in that. And you've been praying those prayers and you've been trying to be faithful. But here's the thing. Here's the aha I want you to think about today. And I want you to write down 2 Corinthians 12, 7 through 10. Although you may have heard of this too. It's long, so I'm going to read it for you though. Because of these surpassingly great revelations, therefore, in order to keep me from becoming conceited, I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan to torment me. 3 times I pleaded for the Lord to take it away from me. Melt the fat away, take away the sweet tooth. But he said, that wasn't in the Bible, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses and insults and hardships and persecutions and difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. All right, here's the missing link. Here's where I want you to walk out today. Boom, mind blown, mind shift, everything else. What if, just what if, your relationship with food or body image this entire time has been a thorn in your flesh as an opportunity to lean in and to grow deeper with Christ? We change our prayers. We change them from shame to surrender, right? We change them from asking for help and not forgiveness. He's not mad at you because you ate 2 donuts. He's not mad at you that you can't stay on the wellness wheel. He's not mad at you that you develop diabetes or you have hypertension. He wants to help. And we feel like, especially women feel like, we have to get our stuff together before we come to God. I got it together now. Now, look at me, I'm ready. Send me out there. No, he's asking you, lay it all. Because you care so much in that area, bring me into it. Bring me in. Lean in. Ask for help in the most sincere and surrendered sort of way. Right? All right. Because then what happens? Right? If sister's been working for 30 years and can't lose that 30 pounds, And then all of a sudden one day she's drinking her water. She's making it through the drive-thru without ordering the biggie size. She is going and getting vegetables over her French fries, whatever it may be. Who gets the glory? Because you couldn't have done it before without him. You can't do it without him. You've proven it to yourself time and time again. You can't do it without him. So why keep trying? Change your prayer. It's not a prayer of shame. It's a prayer of surrender. Here's another thing. We're all worried about nutrients, and they have their place. You should be eating your whole foods, drinking your water, doing all those things. But I need you to leave here today understanding that your words are nutrients too. Proverbs 18:21 says, the tongue has the power of life and death. The stakes are high. Your words can either speak life or your words can speak death. Our tongues can build others up or ourselves or tear them down. You must stop talking bad about yourself. You are not a slob. You are not fat. You are not lazy. You are not worthless. You are not able to do this, right? You have to stop speaking that to yourself. You also have to stop speaking about the food and the fitness that is going to give you life in a derogatory way. Oh my God, if I have to eat one more salad, if I can only get this broccoli to taste like pizza. Why does this swerve stuff not taste like chocolate chunk down brownies? Right? Why is this water so bland? You think any of that is going to give you life? Do you think you're going to stick with that kind of mindset and talk about the very things that are God has given you to give you the next steps on your journey? No, you got to stop that. You've got to stop being bitter. You got to stop being self-pity about the fact that you're doing these things. You're not being punished by eating broccoli over French fries. There's no punishment there, right? You're making the choice for a better life, for better health. So this is a new day. We're going to have no more self-pity, no more self-shaming, no more doubting. And a way to help us keep us on track with that, I've got 2 homework exercises for you. And I love that I heard earlier that this is the day the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and we will be glad in it. Because I want you to start, and even many of these testimonies, particularly around food, started with them becoming aware or journaling of what they were eating. That is a great first step for just the sheer awareness of what's going in, what your choices sort of are. But besides that, every day, I want you to end your day with a glad journal entry around food or fitness. I'm going to write it out for you. So you can write out glad, but every day before you go to bed, before your head hits the pillow, whether it's just right there by your nightstand or if it's in your nighttime devotional, I want you to write one thing you were grateful for that day. Whether you were grateful that they had your favorite salad at McAllister's on your way home, whether you were grateful that the sun was shining today and you didn't have to walk in the rain, whether you were grateful that you got an extra hour to get in 30 extra minutes, whatever it may be, something you're grateful for, something you learned about yourself or the world in food and fitness that day. Maybe you learned that you didn't need so much salad dressing on a salad for it to taste good. Maybe you learned that, hey, I can get in 2 waters before lunch and 2 waters before dinner. Maybe you learned that half your body weight in water ounces isn't so much when you spread it out throughout the day. Or maybe you spent some time on a reputable website looking for nutrition or reading a book or learned something new, something small. We all should be learning something new every day. Number 3, so glad, that's the G, the L, something you accomplished. You have got to start putting your accomplishments in front, and no matter how small. One day it may be, I accomplished my glad journal for today. Another may be, I accomplished my walk for the day. Another may be, I accomplished not going to the dessert when I was feeling stressed and I went for a walk. It doesn't matter how small or trivial you think that accomplishment is. It's an accomplishment that is moving you forward. And the last one, desire. So grateful, learned, accomplished, and something that you desire. Ladies, we have got to get better about asking God for what we want. Not, I don't want a size 2. God, I desire to want vegetables over French fries. I genuinely desire that, right? God, I desire to get up and go walking in the morning. Help me do that. God, I desire to be able to have the stamina to go from 10 minutes to 30 minutes. God, I desire to one day walk or run a half marathon. God, I desire to, feel good in my body. You need to start asking him or telling him what you desire. Let the Holy Spirit work through your motivations and intentions and sort of all of that, right? He can handle that. You've got to start speaking out, putting it out there, what you do desire, what you want to happen, where you're struggling, and shifting that conversation in your brain and in your journal and in your prayer time to working with him instead of asking him for forgiveness. Again, we're shifting from shame to surrender. Right. Those are two different mindsets here. He is your partner. He's not mad at you about where you are on your health journey. And the last thing I want you to do, I want you to take some time to sit down and do a true blue diet assessment. Because if I could speak to each one of you, and we had the time to raise your hand, I'd take a whiteboard and I would say, how many diets have all of you tried? Right? And it would be a bazillion of them. The different, whether it's you've been vegetarian, maybe vegan, or low carb, or low fat, or intermittent fasting, or the David's fast, or all these different things, right? And we've gone on and off, on and off, on and off. Weight Watchers, whatever it may be. And the truth is, as your dietitian, unless there's certain chronic ailments that doesn't match up with certain eating styles, the best diet for you is one that's primarily made of whole foods, that's the foundation, and one you'll stick to. So I want you to write a list of all the diets you've ever tried in one column. And then I want a pros and I want a cons. And I want you to sincerely, without self-judgment, go through each and every one of them. And I want you to write what you liked about the diet, what you hated about it. I liked that it didn't make me eat breakfast. I hated I had to wait so long for dinner. I liked that, it was simple and to the point. I hated that I couldn't have bread. I need you to just go through and be just stark honest with yourself. Where were the pros? Where were the cons? Here's the cool part. You'll start to see commonalities, right? You'll start to see, okay, well, this really worked for me, but I didn't like this part of it. I'm never not going back to not eating breakfast or whatever it is maybe for you. And then you can start to piece a personal plan for yourself that works for you, right? And it doesn't matter if it worked for her. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work for her. But when you find your lane of what fuels you, you'll see it, you'll taste and see, the results will be good. You'll be positive, your health will move forward. You may never be the size that you want to be, but the size you want to be may not be the size that you need to be. Everything in science says only a 10% weight loss for those who are carrying around extra weight will decrease your risk for heart disease and diabetes. You may want to lose 100 pounds, but God says, just give me 10. Okay? So you need to really be mindful of your act. Is it what you want or is it what you need, right? Because we only need a little. And in truth, to reduce our risk of breast cancer, an average loss of only 2 to 3% of your body weight can reduce your risk for breast cancer up to 40%. Okay, we can do that. That may be 2 to 5 pounds. That's not 20 to 50 pounds. All right. So we'll end with a prayer. But first, the GLAD journal. Grateful, learned, accomplished, desire, and then your diet assessment. And then here's your new prayer.
Oh man.
Dear Lord, thank you for being the God of new beginnings. I come to you in full surrender of my relationship with food. Give me the strength to break free from any past mindset or habits that have been holding me back. I understand that my weaknesses are opportunities for your power to shine through me. For when I am weak, you are strong. Amen.
Awesome. Thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you. That was good. Thank you.
Now you have to have me back for I'll talk about the bread.
Say again, I'm sorry. Oh, my camera on the phone. I'm sorry.